us who you are, what do you do?
So, my name is Alvarado. I am 33 years old, originally from Mexico. I came to the US when I was about 9 years old, lived in Chicago area for a long time. Moved to Texas, the Austin area, about 6 years ago now with my wife, which she is a student of yours. We have a beautiful 7-year-old daughter. We both run the business together. She does eyebrows, microblading, powder brows, and I do scalp micropigmentation. I'm super excited to be part of this industry and being here with you, and I appreciate the time.
Is she there with you?
She's not, no. She had a lot of things to do, and I got a lot of things that I got to finish up for tomorrow.
And to take care of your daughter, right?
Yeah. She right now she's homeschooling, so having this business is definitely very helpful. You know, that she can take clients whenever she wants to take. So it's been a blessing.
That's really the beauty. So okay, I have so many questions. So how long have you been in the industry, in the micropigmentation industry?
So I started with Alejandra looking into this in 2018. During the time where I was working 2 jobs. I was working for Apple and I was working for T-Mobile. So I had 2 jobs. She had a job in Estee Lauder as a makeup, beauty makeup person. And she told me a long time ago about microblading. And, I just didn't really pay attention to her until we decided that it was the right time to do it for her. And I remember being on the computer for a long time, maybe like 2 weeks straight, looking at different trainings, different companies, calling everybody. And that's when I found your academy. Back then you were with...
Yeah, I remember. But wait, I want to ask you. So he was telling you about microblading for you to do it, or
no,
for
her, because she's a beauty. She went to school for cosmetology.
Yeah.
But cosmetology honestly had never been her thing as far as hair. She loves makeup. She's been doing makeup for a long time, and she was very intrigued about the microblading. And I honestly didn't pay a lot of attention to that until I'm like, it was time. I think it was the right time for us to start looking. So we did a lot of research, and again, that's when I found your academy, and that's when we decided to have her, book your class. And I think it was in San Antonio in October of 2018.
Since then, he started building the permanent makeup business. And then how did it happen that you got it?
So the idea was for me to help her do everything on the back end, as far as like the graphics, the website, the marketing, things like that, because I've always been good with technology and computers and stuff like that. And the more I looked into this industry, I started following like a lot of artists, and you were one of the first ones that I started following, and Glenn, and looking at your videos kind of like motivated me to look into it. And I don't know, I kind of like, I feel like I fell in love with the industry. And to be honest with you, your videos, your testimonies, your students helped me a lot in the beginning to look for inspiration and things like that. So I remember that she was like almost done with her course, and I told her that I was gonna start looking into learning myself, because I heard one of your interviews. I'm not sure if it was with you or it was Glenn, and he mentioned that there was this guy that he used to be a construction worker, and the wife did microblading. And yes, it's Andy Kleri-TEA, who is actually, he ended up being my powder brow master. And that I was like, wait a minute, guys are doing this too? So that's when I told my wife, you know what, I want to do this. And I remember,
guys, we have Brent. We have not a lot, obviously. It's most, but there is still guys and straight guys.
Yeah, so like I didn't really look into it because of that. There's like the kind of like You know, I'm
Yeah.
not, that kind of like inspired me to like want to look into it. And I told her, you know what, I want to do it, and I want to go to Mexico, and I was gonna go to Mexico to learn from Branco because he was gonna be over there teaching with some other master. 2 days I was doing the strokes. You know, she was teaching me the strokes, and I'm like, man, this is hard. I'm not that artistic to do this kind of work. So that's when I started looking into scalp micropigmentation. My idea was to learn brows and then do scalp micropigmentation, but I'm like, you know what, let me do SMP first. And I looked into a course with the other academy, and I went to New York to take a course. And that's where, you know, we started building our business. You know, she does the brows, and then I do the SMP.
Scalp. You only do scalp right now, right?
I know how to do powder brows, but to be honest with you, I don't feel like that's my thing. I love the machine and everything, but I just told Alejandro, you know what, you're better doing brows, and I want to focus more on the scalp.
Yeah, yeah. And then now, full time, you are in the
Yeah.
business. You
So
don't do.
little by little, you know, I got more involved into the business because, again, like I mentioned before, I was working 2 jobs. I was working full time, so I would leave the house like around 8:30 in the morning. I would come home like at 11:30. So I was working all day, all day. In the meantime, I was building like the website, the marketing, the graphics, all of that. So it came to the point where like I left my part time, and then I did full time my other job, and then I did part time the SMP until we were like, you know what, I want to focus on this. So we took the leap of faith, and so far it's been working out. You know, thank God that
So
he
how
has
long?
put.
How long did it take you?
So when I started, it took me about 6 months to get certified. Um, and after that, you know, little by little, you know, I started feeling more confident about my technique, obviously taking more advanced courses, networking with other people, taking more advanced courses. And then eventually I found a mentor, which at this point, he's like my business partner. And he's one of the top artists in the SMP industry, which I'm very thankful for the opportunity they provided to me. And they made me a trainer from their academy as well after being kicked out from the other academy.
Which other academy? Are you talking about Fee
Uh,
Academy?
yeah,
Why
yeah, that
did you
happened to me.
out?
Uh, so I was in the process of becoming a royal and possibly a master, but just got an email saying that they were gonna kick me out because I was using other products, which at the time I didn't know much about the products and the machines and the pigments. And I only did a few customers, and I found out that what I was using was not the best. And that's what I was trained on. And that's what happened. You know, I decided that other products, other machines, other pigments, other needles were better than what I was given. And that's what happened.
That's so crazy. It's
Mm-hmm.
just, I thought maybe you were kicked out because of me, and I thought I was gonna feel like so bad because so many people got kicked out of me.
No, I mean that process too. You know, the whole thing with your academy and my wife, like she was your trainer, and she was on the very last level, and she was pretty much left without one or the other, and we sent everything, and we never got a reply back, and she pretty much had to, you know, redo it with you. And she didn't want to do it with anybody else than you. You know, she was very thankful for the opportunity you given her. You know, that she had to, you know, do it with Beauty Angels again. You know, her training, and you know, she did mention that you were tough on her sometimes. You know, she would tell me, but it ended
I
up working out for
thought,
her. Yeah, I
thought,
remember.
I,
I remember. Like she's like struggling with some levels, but she's pretty good. She loves what she does now, and she's really good.
you know, it's funny because yesterday when I made my post, you know, things are not easy.
Mm-mm.
Like things that you want to achieve there are obstacles. There's always going to be obstacles, but if you stick to it and if you have determination, you could do it. And you, not just you as a couple is an example, right? Like, you had no experience, nothing. I mean, you were with
if it wasn't for her, to be honest with you, I wouldn't even know anything about this industry. And there's one thing that you know, I tell her, you know, it's like I wouldn't even thought about being in the beauty industry, you know. But one thing led to another, where, you know, this is where we're at now. And it works out because, like, you know, things that are happening around in the world, like it makes it us an option. You know, she wants to stay at home or she wants to homeschool. She has the option to, you know, which is great.
It's really great. And then if you want to go away, you can go away. If you like, you just make your schedule. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Your clients, like, is it mostly men or
we have both? We have both, and to be honest with you, the majority of our clients are going to be male. And you guys will notice that the majority of the SMP clients or SMP technicians or clinics, they market more to men. And this is a more male-dominant part of the PMU industry. But to be honest with you, men and females suffer from hair loss. And I feel like this procedure, other than areola, it's the most life-changing, to be honest with you. Because when we sit down or when we actually are working on the clients open up. And they tell us the experiences that they go through when it comes to hair loss. The most severe being that, you know, a couple of people or clients that I deal with, that they try to commit suicide. You know, for hair loss. Yeah. It's to the point where, like, when we're done, it's very rewarding having to see their reaction. They feel so thankful. Like, people that come in, and I always ask them, like, okay, so why do you want to get this done? And they tell me all these things, right? They want to feel younger, they want to look younger, they want the hairline back. But at the end of the day, bottom line is they want to feel more confident. They want a boost in confidence, and this automatically gives them, after one session, it's usually 2 to 3 sessions, but after one session, they can definitely see the difference and they start feeling a lot more confident.
Yeah, I mean, not you, but people won't be able to understand until you're in their shoe, you know? I mean, I definitely, it's actually not easy for women. Like, my mom used to have a lot of hair. Like, I have a lot of hair. And my mom was like this. And with age, she started losing it. And now, like, here, you see, like, empty spots, you know? And my husband, like, very little, but still you could see. And I was telling him, this is a funny story. I said, Scott, you should get it done. He says, you do it for me, you know? And I said, no. I said, I don't know how to do it. Oh, come on. You do eyebrows. I'm like, trust me, this is very different. That's why I want to talk about this. I thought it was funny that people just think because you do eyebrows or because you could do other things, you could do scalp. And I said, no, trust me, I'm not doing your scalp. I said, it could go really wrong. Like, it could be blotchy, is that the word? Yeah. And then spread, and, you know, you have to be super careful. And the skin on the scalp is super different than the skin, and the lip is very different. They're all very different.
It's a different technique, right? So you need to know about the type of machine, the needle, the pigment mix, pressure. It's a whole other technique. At the beginning, you know, when I started finding out about this, that's exactly what your husband said. I thought that was the same thing, right? And I actually seen a lot of work where microbladers actually do the hairline. They actually microblade the scar, and that is, it looks okay. It looks okay, just like in the very beginning, but after a while, it blends in together, and it's the nastiest thing that you can actually possibly do for somebody, because you're not doing it properly.
Yeah, I was looking into, like, I was curious, I mean, I don't have, honestly, a lot of knowledge for scalp, but I know that you even for women, I thought, oh, maybe for women they do like a hair. You know what I mean?
It's not natural. I mean, even if they do that, you know, your hair doesn't do that naturally, right? So the best thing when it comes down to scalp micropigmentation, we replicate a hair follicle. So bottom line, that's what it is. It's a hair, a dots, right? So when somebody shaves or trims a hair, they're always gonna have that's little dots, right? And those are hair follicles, and that's what we try to do when it comes to scalp micropigmentation. It doesn't matter, you know, I guess the color that the person might have, because we try to replicate the hair follicle. The hair follicle is always going to be a shade of a gray or dark. Sometimes we use modifiers to make it a little bit more brown instead of, you know, dark. But for the most part, it's.
I just never understood. Like for women too, you make dots.
Yeah, yeah, because like again, we're trying to replicate that the hair follicle. So it's tiny little dots. So the more tiny little dots that you place on the scalp, it makes it look like a shadow. So it makes it look more fuller. Especially when we do, it's called density work on men or women that don't want to, you know, shave their head or whatever, or trim it. We do density fills, which it makes it look like they have a much fuller hair, as opposed to like you seeing through their scalp, you know, and seeing white or whatever. So we are able to give them that illusion of a fuller hair.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to understand, because when you do little dots, it looks like it has more volume.
Exactly.
So illusion. That's
it's an illusion, right? So scalp micropigmentation, at the end of the day, just like any other PMU, it's a form of tattoo. Well, bottom line, you're penetrating the skin, you're implanting some sort of pigment. It's a tattoo. So when it comes down to SMP, SMP is always going to be flat, right? So if somebody gets SMP done and they leave their hair too long, you're going to be able to see the difference between the hair and the SMP. It's going to be not on the same level. So that's why they need to keep their hair short to make it look like a buzz cut.
But what about the woman?
Women is different. On women, it's for the most part, it's going to be density. So if they have a lot of hair, we just fill in the hair, the top, and if we can't really go too far out on the hairline. We just kind of have to follow, you know, the existing hair, right? And yeah, women are not going to shave unless they're suffering from another thing called alopecia areata, which, you know, alopecia areata is just like patches. Yeah. And it's hard on women, especially on women. And it takes a lot of courage for somebody that has alopecia areata to decide to trim the whole hair and rock the buzz cut look. And when they do that, I mean, it looks great. But again, on women, it's a lot different than men. Men just shave whatever, you know, but women, it's a little bit harder.
Do you remember there was, I think she passed away actually, but Schneider O'Connor or something? What was her name? Do you remember this singer?
No, I'm not sure who you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm going to send it to you after. There was this woman, singer, bold.
Okay.
Like, yeah. I mean, that's like you need.
You'd be surprised the amount of people that get SMP done. There's a lot of celebrities that got it done, but they don't say anything. And that's why SMP is not as big as it should be, because when it comes down to hair loss, it's a very taboo topic that not a lot of people like to talk about. And when they get it done, they don't want no pictures taken, no videos taken. Because when it's done proper, it looks natural. It looks very natural.
Yeah, yeah. But I think, honestly, it's just like with anything in the permanent makeup industry right now, it's really growing. Like 2 years ago, people didn't do that much lips. It was all eyebrows. Now it's a lot of lips. You see lips, lips, lips. And it depends, you know, every country is very different. But like, for example, where I'm from in Turkey, super popular. We are selling more pigments for lips than eyebrows. Can you believe it?
Wow.
And I was telling my husband, I said, that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
That's so weird. But it's just coming. Right now,
Mm-hmm.
the scalp is really growing.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, you got in it in a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So we're able to be one of the first ones to get in, And
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just gonna keep growing and growing and growing. In my
Yeah, so SMP, if I'm not mistaken, has been around for a little bit over 10 years.
Yeah.
And it got big in the UK and it's growing everywhere else. And it is very embraced here in the US because the buzz cut look, it's more fashion, more urban. So it's actually more
It's very,
popular here in the US.
yeah, I know. That's what I was telling my husband because he cuts it super short.
Hmm.
He he has curly hair.
Hmm.
So it's funny because he has hair, but he's
Hmm.
always looked like not bald because he has hair, like what
Hmm.
I'm talking about, like
Hmm.
the little dots.
Hmm.
But that's why I said to him, "Oh, I'm all my life like this. Can you believe it? You see that?
Hmm.
Like here open. Well, I have
Hmm.
gray right now. I have to cover it, but like here, you see here,
Hmm.
it's always been like that. I always had a very big forehead. And
Hmm.
I was thinking maybe I should do it. It will be nice.
It'll look a little bit fuller.
You think
Um,
it will be better for me?
if you want, I mean, it'll look
I'm
great
coming.
regardless. It'll look good. Yeah, so you wouldn't probably need it all around, but it's not like we just do one little area. We have to blend it in with existing hair to give that illusion of fuller. And again, to the naked eye, nobody's really gonna know that you got something like that done, as long
Yeah,
as it's done properly. Hmm.
right. Look, there is all this love for you. Hold on.
I
Jorge,
can't see because like my
hold on. I'm
somehow
gonna
like the
read.
bottom of the screen got stuck, so I can't really see any comments. But I have another phone. I can
Wait,
try to
wait.
see.
I'm gonna tell you. Hold on.
Okay.
I love the angels. Thank you. We love you too. How do you like that half circle light behind you? The
Oh, they're
light.
just ring lights. You just get a bracket and put them on your wall.
No, no. She's not talking about the ring light. She's talking about the one that's like this.
Oh, that one. It's good. I forgot the name of it. I think it's Cosmo Glow or something like that.
Something like that. I don't know. To
Yeah,
me,
it's okay.
so,
It's overpriced, but it's okay.
but it's practical, like to get in and to be able to move around with the client.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, you just go up and down or to the sides, and then you can just place your phone on top too if you want to record video. Like
Ah,
it's great. Hmm.
totally agree. I've seen some pretty crazy patterns along the hairline for women.
Yeah.
Oh, I think Carlo. Who is Carlo? Do you know Carlo? He says hello. I'm sure he's SMP Carlo, so I'm sure he's saying hello to you.
Okay. What's up, man?
What's up, man? Hello, peace out. Like hello to me too, right? But woman doesn't keep buzz cuts. Yeah, we already talked about this. Sandy, hi Sandy, wants to train in SMP. Well, you can definitely contact Ivan, who
Hmm.
teaches specially SMP for women. Is there even such a thing?
Yeah. So on our course, we teach pretty much different things. So one being male pattern baldness, alopecia, density for men and women, and when it comes down to different types of hairlines.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes down to the hairlines, we try to do a very soft, natural look rather than a sharpie edge up. That is very straight. We try to do a more soft, natural, and it's not an easy thing to do, and it's taking me some time to get to that point. But again, when SMP is done properly, and you do have a great training, a great trainer, and somebody that will help you follow up after your training, you can definitely help a lot of people. Definitely a lot of people that need this kind of service. And again, both men and women.
Totally. Yeah, it's great. It's great. And I see it's growing. I mean, I see Steve like from here, Miami,
Mm-hmm.
Carla's boyfriend,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, wow. Like
I'm helping. I'm helping put together one of the biggest SMP expos in the U.S., which is going to be in the end of this month, the beginning of next month. So October 1st, 2nd, and September 30th. Um, yeah, I'm helping them out. I pretty much do everything on the back end when it comes down to the graphics, the website, social media, all of
amazing.
that.
That's so amazing. Oh my God, there's so much interest. Can you give prices for SMP training or where we can find the information? Would you recommend?
Contact me directly. I can give you information. Either if you try to do it in person or online. We have both options. Online is a great way for you to start to get familiar with theory, but this is more hands-on. You truly recommend hands-on. As
Mhm.
far as the price range, when it comes down to SMP can start anywhere from 1,500 all the way to like $6,000 per procedure. It all depends. We go based on a scale called the Norwood to determine the amount of time that you should allocate and how many sessions you'll need. On
Mhm.
top of that, if somebody has like a hair transplant scar, we camouflage scars as well. And that's something that we teach as far as the training as well. So that's an extra procedure. Or if somebody has alopecia, what's it called, totalis, like they have no
Yeah.
hair, that's a whole scalp. So that's a little bit more. That's about like $6,000. So the price versus, offering an SMP service, then lash, lamination, or microblading, it's a lot more. But it's a lot more work too, because it's 3 to 4
Yeah.
hours per session, typically 2 to 3 sessions.
Right.
You
Right.
need to have the passion. You need to have the patience to actually do this. If this is something that anybody's interested, contact me. I'll give them that information, or I can just try to send them to the nearest person that I can recommend, in their area.
You
I
know what? It's funny that I'm telling you here. I told you this before. I
Mhm,
want to sell courses. Maybe I could sell your courses, on my website or on our app. We gotta
mhm,
talk. We gotta talk about that. So
mhm.
now you are actually one of Beauty Angel's ambassador. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate that opportunity. We're very excited about that. We've been, I feel like we've been very supportive of you, and I know you've been supportive of us. I remember the first time that you announced Beauty Angels. I was so excited for you. And I remember like, hey, that's when I was starting to learn how to do like graphic design and animations. And I remember I sent you like a Beauty Angels like logo with
Oh
wings
my
and
God,
everything.
that was you?
Yeah, it's me. Yeah,
I
and that
didn't know
was like
at the time.
that was like the first day that you announced it. I'm like, oh, that's super cool. Let me try to do something for her.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh my God, I remember that so
I'm always
clearly.
recommending you like on those groups and everything. Like I always recommend you because
That's
like
honestly, that's
mhm,
when I started to getting to know you. I didn't
mhm,
know like when I, left. I didn't know. That's so
mhm.
crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like I
Well,
said, you're one of the first artists that I started following,
mm,
and me and my wife look up to you, what you accomplish, what you keep doing for the industry, supporting your students, even other people that have nothing to do with your brand or anything like that.
my
So we're very thankful for sure.
you know what though, honestly, this is how I feel. I felt so left alone when I entered the industry. I felt like people didn't want to share because people always saw each other as a competition.
Hmm.
And I always, in my every class, Ivan, I said, don't look at each other as competitors.
Hmm.
We're
Hmm.
colleagues. We're going to
Hmm.
grow together. It doesn't matter how many people doing eyebrow, how many people doing scalp. People are going to
Right.
come to you because it's you, or
Hmm.
me. And
Hmm.
and actually, I really, really understood this a lot more when I left Fibrows because I said, I was super scared. I was so scared. And I had such a very good business. You know, I had a great business, but it was not good relationship. It was being in an abusive marriage. So I said, no, I have to do it because I didn't feel secure. I said, you know what? I could lose my title any day. You know, I mean, come on. And I don't even care if they're listening to this. He's crazy. You know, Branko is crazy. And I just couldn't. And I told him when I left too, I said, I couldn't trust him anymore. You know, that I felt like anytime I'm going to lose everything I built, you know, and I built a very big thing. And I felt like he could just pull the rug under me any moment. And then I said, you know what? I better do it now before it's too late. So that's why I was like always feeling, I never forget. And I've said this a few times. Now she's a master with fee removal or something like that. This girl, Georgetta from North Carolina, she was my friend here. And she came to my course and you know what she told me? Why you tell all your secrets? Why are you telling them? Why are you sharing? I've been to other classes. Nobody is like you. And I said, why shouldn't I? I should give. And the industry grows. More people are getting good job than sorry about getting fucked up things, you know, on their face. I don't want to see that. I want people to get good job. You know, I want people to have good services. And now it's really, I cannot believe that it's such a short time. It's really very short time. I don't know if any industry, honestly, grew this fast. I don't know. Maybe that I don't know about, but it's just unbelievable in my opinion.
Yeah, sure.
America's Sculpt says, Ivan.
Yeah. So just to circle back on what you said, you mentioned, you know, as far as like division and not seeing everybody as a competition. And this is one of the things that coming into this industry, I noticed, especially when it comes onto SMP. SMP is very competitive. There's clicks here and there, very, you know, negative people. But when we decided to do something about it, right? We can sit here and complain or try to help push the industry forward and try to make a change little by little. So we started, and I'm helping with another project called Dear SMP Bosses, where we help support new and people that are trying to learn as far as SMP as well, giving them tips and advice and encouragement, and for them to feel part of a group. Because when it comes down to SMP or any other PMU, it's like you're very secluded from everybody, right? It's very scattered. So you feel alone at times. So I feel like that what we're doing, it helps a little bit of more positivity in the industry and help other people feel like they're part of something bigger, right? Feel something that they're part of a group. And it's called Dear SMP Bosses. And we started a page, and we have a lot of projects that we're going to work on in the future to, again, help this industry in a more positive way. Kind of what you're doing, and what you're doing, I think is amazing. It's very supportive, very positive. So,
you know, my always saying, the more you give, the more you receive. It's always been like that. Look, I didn't even know when I was helping all these people that weren't even my students. You know, I was just helping. Honestly, they used to call me the fee mama. I was like, you know, because there were students abandoned left and right. Left and right. You know? And then I was helping them, and you know what? It all paid off. I didn't do it thinking, you know, I never thought in a million years that I would actually leave. I never did. I was super in love, but I didn't have a choice. But my point is, look at what happened. All those people that I supported, they came and support me. So, you know, we should never say what we are right now. You could be the top, the highest person, and then tomorrow you're here. or the vice versa. You know, you're like this. You know, I know many people, it's nothing to do with the industry. I'm talking about money. You know what? Money comes, money goes. It's just humanity, being human and being a person, and to feel that it is priceless. There is no price to it.
Yeah, and I feel like we all have something to even if, let's say that somebody starts and they're not that good or they're barely starting, but you don't know what they've been through, their experiences they have outside of the, you know, the industry, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I feel like that's what I'm contributing. It's like my experience with the things that I know how to do, and see what I can do to help others. And I feel like that's what I've been doing for a long time. And then eventually, little by little, I find myself in the middle of a lot of things within the industry that would have taken me years and years and years if I was to do it on my own. But I feel like we all have something that we can contribute to make it better, right? More positive. So hopefully, I'm doing the right thing here.
I'm sure you are, and I really, really appreciate you. You've been an amazing support for Beauty Angels. There is like handful of people that are always there on Facebook, everywhere, and we see it. Like, we see the love, we see the support, and it's really, really nice. And yeah, I'm very excited to have you as an ambassador. I think we should talk, like, you know, in private, all the other things that we could do together. But I can't believe you're the one who sent the logo to me.
Yeah, yeah, it's a long time ago. And yeah, I was like super excited for you guys, and I know it was like a scary transition for you. I remember you being at the what's it, a grand opening for Leslie, and you're like, oh, you know, here's a surprise, and my wife's like, what the hell? What am I gonna do now? But it all worked out. And I'm glad you're doing good. Now your academy is international. You're everywhere, so it's amazing to see the growth.
Yeah, today it was so cute. You know, every week we do the review. Like, you know, we are talking about the reviews. And today my husband, he wrote, like, he cannot believe, like, we have over 1,000 5-star reviews. It's just so amazing. And then he's like, I can't believe, how did you do that?
And they're real reviews, not fake reviews.
No, I know. Exactly. And you know, it's so funny because I tell that to my sales girl. I said, listen, tell them that these are like real people. They could even contact them. You know, I mean, look, you know what? You can't make everybody happy. It's just impossible. But we try. We sure try that.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that you continue, like I mentioned before, you continue giving back and giving support, coming in these lives and giving, you know, advice. You don't have to do this, right? And you continue to do it because you love this industry, you love your students, and you try to help. And it's something that, like I mentioned, you and you know, beginning Glenn was a very inspirational to me, to be honest with you. And I will always look at your videos and your interviews and everything you had to offer. I'm like, okay, I need to consume more of your stuff.
Bob, wait, we gotta have you and your wife in our 6-digit club.
Okay, I'll talk to her. She's very shy when it comes to things like that. I am shy too. Like, honestly, I don't do this often. I barely go live. I do a lot of things, but like, I'm barely like putting videos of myself. It's weird. So you're getting me out of my comfort zone right now.
But seriously, it was very hard for me because Glenn was telling me, okay, we gotta do this, we gotta do that, and he would do it with me. He would do these videos or whatever. I always thought, like, I don't know, I'm like shy. You know, it's funny because people say, you are shy? I'm like, yeah, I hate this. You know, I don't want. I think it's up to certain points. You know what? After all, I'm like, well, I'm human. My hair, like, whatever, you know. Here, let me turn the thing off. Here, it's okay to look like this. You know what? I mean, again, I put the filter because it looks nicer for people who are watching, but honestly, I don't even care even anymore. I have gray. Yes, I'm 47. Yeah, I have gray. Whatever, you know? So I think once you make peace with yourself and love yourself and just be yourself, that's it. Go talk. Who cares? You know, you're like an amazing guy. You share. You have good energy. You really have good energy. It's just you need to go start talking to people. It's not so scary.
No, I
Once
do. I do talk a lot on messages, but like I barely go live and do videos like this on my page. I just share more of my work and here and there. But like it's again, I gotta step out of my comfort zone to do more videos and more educational videos and connecting more with the audience. So I need to do that a little bit more.
That's what I'm saying. After you do it for a little bit, you know, even after this one, you're gonna feel a bit more comfortable. Oh, it wasn't that bad. Because I swear, when I started doing it at the beginning, my heart was like this. You know, I remember when I started teaching for a while, I would tell my husband, I'm so scared. He says, you're scared? Are you out of your mind? You're a master. You're a master. He used to say that all the time. You know how hard it is to achieve that? You were the first one. Not only you were the... He's so sweet. You know, I'm so blessed because I have such support, you know, from him. He always supported me, and, you know, and also because it's hard for him. Like, he'd rather me not working, you know? I mean, thank God, if I didn't want to work, I didn't have to work. Even before I started permanent makeup, you know. I mean, I'm doing permanent makeup for almost 18 years. Do you know that? Did you know?
I didn't know it was that long. I know you used to be like a esthetician, right?
Yes. Like I was an esthetician, but I was also doing permanent makeup, eyebrows. I never were comfortable with lips and eyeliner. I never did a lot. But, you know, and then he saw that it was, it's like, brings me alive, you know? Like I told him, this is like my carrot. Like if a bunny needs a carrot, Claire needs to be in this business, you know, to be, because I know I can do it and I can change people's lives. To me, that's like so important. Like I always said to him, and he says, that's why I married you. That's why I married you. He says, you know what? Because you're different. You're not into like marrying somebody who has money and going to lunch and doing this and I said, no. I said, I don't want to do that. I said, I want to have my own success. You know, I want to have my own success, because having your own success, I mean, it's unbelievable. I'm talking about as a woman. Maybe you cannot relate to it, but maybe you can, because your wife, I'm sure, feel the same way. She wants to be independent. She wants to be able to make her own money, because then I don't, oh, can I buy this? Hey, husband, can I buy this? Hey, husband, can I buy this ring? Hey, husband, like, I don't want to ask.
Yeah.
If I want to buy, I want to buy. And then he's going to be like, yeah, go buy it because you work hard and you deserve this. Like, it's such an amazing accomplishment to be able to go buy your own thing. And you don't need somebody to buy it for you, you know?
And it's good too, because when it comes down to it, you don't have to ask permission. You know what? I want to go here. I want to do that. I don't have to ask permission 2 weeks in advance. Can I have PTO? Can I go a sick day? I'm going to get points if I show up late. I don't. It's a totally different thing, you know, being your own boss and having to create your own schedule whenever you want to work. It's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would be business owners. It's definitely not easy, but it's worth it.
Not either. Some people don't even want it, you know? And it's the same thing like with the academy. Like, honestly, I never wanted to have mine. I was very, very content being a part of a really great academy, and me being in there and grow within that. Like, I wanted to be successful within that academy. because not every master was good and successful. You know what I mean? Like I had my own goals, and to me, to accomplish that was a very big accomplishment. You know what I mean? Like I never forget this, Ivan, and I never even talked about it. It was very interesting, and you know, you always see yourself like, you know, I'm not that great, or oh, I'm not that handsome, or I'm not the best looking. You know, we all have that. Like you look, oh my God, oh my nose is like this. Oh, I wish my, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not everybody, but I think a lot of people are like this. There is certain things, whether it's your looks or your what you're doing, or you know, it's like you want better. So one time I went to Serbia, and we were having a master meeting or something like this. I don't remember. And Branko came to me and said, "Do you know who has the most students in the world after me?" Meaning after him. And I was like thinking, I don't know. Like, you know, at that time, like Maggie, Vesna, Zlata, they were very big masters at that time. And I was master for 1 year. I think that's what it was, like 1 year and a few months maybe. And he said, "You." And I said, "Me?" Like I'm thinking, me, little Claire, me? Like, what? And he said, "Yeah, it's you. You have," and I was like, holy shit. Then what he did was he gave us a whole chart. Okay, like all the students. Ivan, I swear to my kid's life, and I don't ever exaggerate anyway. It was literally, if I had like, like the master under me, that was like, didn't even have half the amount of students as me.
Wow.
That like, it was like,
you're hustling.
My husband always laughs at this. It's like, Claire, you're not even competing. You already finished the race. Like, go ahead. And I was like, oh my God, this is like, I wanted to cry, like from happiness. And I you know, I called him, I told everybody, and I said, oh my God, can you believe, like, I have the most students in the whole world? And then my husband says, yeah, I believe it, because he knows, like, when I say I do it, you know, because
yeah, I see in the beginning, like you and Glenn were hustling like every day, like videos and these things, and presenting your 6-digit club awards, like all that. And you guys did more than I've seen with Alvarado Masters or Academies.
I tell you, this is why it really hurts me, because I did so much for Fibrows. And I always said, I had a whole over an hour conversation when I was leaving, because I felt super guilty, but I had my reason, because I didn't feel safe. And I told him, he kicked me out for a stupid reason. And then, you know, I had to pay him almost like $74,000. And I never even talked about this. $74,000 penalty, Ivan, I had to pay to be able to get back in. And Glenn said, are you out of your fucking mind? I said, no. And we were like this, because my husband and I were saying to Glenn and my father-in-law, we have to pay. We can't just lose everything. Claire needs to get back in. Claire needs to get back in. And I said, oh my God, he's not going to pay. I'm out, and I'm going to be lost, because I have nothing. I'm nobody. It's not like I have a course. It's not like I have any, you know what I mean? Like, I was so scared. So after that, I said, no, you know what? I did so much, and you could just kick me out like this in 2 seconds. So, like, not even listening to me. I went right there. I took a plane, Ivan. I flew there. And I said, what are you doing? I said, I'm your biggest trainer. You're going to kick me out? He says, okay, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry. But I was angry. I'm like thinking, this guy is out of his mind. I would never do such a thing to my trainers. You know, like, now I'm in this situation. I do understand some of the things, honestly, that
Mm-hmm.
he went through. Like, I feel like I really don't have much friends in this industry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I feel like people look at me. I don't look at people as a competition, but they do look at me as a competition. Unfortunately, it's very sad. But
Mm-hmm.
I understand some of the pains that he has, or he still has, but I didn't feel. I said, I have to leave. I have to do something about this. And that's what it was when I was in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
I was teaching the removal, and that's when, Patty and I and, my husband, we were talking, and we're like, we could do this. Yeah, we could do it. And you know what? It was the best thing. I'm still not making as much money. I can't lie. I'm not. But you know what? I'm free.
Mm-hmm.
I'm free. And so my husband says to me, this is a lot of work. You're crazy. He says, you're crazy.
It is.
Why are you going to do it? Just stay there. Just stay there and just do whatever he's saying. I'm like, yeah, whatever he's saying is one thing. This day is this thing, and the next day is another thing. I'm like, oh shit. Like, I'm going to be living with a fear, all
Mm-hmm.
my life.
Mm-hmm.
Con miedo. I'm like, no. I said, you know what? I want freedom. So it was just crazy. And then this is what we joke about. He tells me, you know what? I'm so happy you're living your dream, Claire, because I'm in a nightmare. You put me back to work. And I said to him, hey, you know what? At least we're both in a dream. It's just I'm having a dream and you're having a nightmare.
Yeah, but I mean, he's always been supportive. Same thing with my wife. I wouldn't be able to do a lot of things that I do if it wasn't for her. And this is the type of things that I'm thankful for having her in my life, and she being a great artist, great mom, great wife, and it helps. And that's the support. And it's not easy, like you mentioned, but you need to have a strong why. Why you're doing the things that you're doing. And for me, it's having a business not for me or my wife, but for my daughter. That's why we name our studio after her name. Her name is Mia Lisette. So we combine Mili. So Mili Lisette. So that's how we came up with the name,
Ah,
Mili's.
nice. I was wondering what that was called.
Yeah. Yeah, it's again, what we do is for her. So
Very
eventually,
cool.
maybe it'll be her place.
Aw, so nice. My kids don't want my business. Is that terrible?
Yeah.
But they're still young, 15. Yeah, he's almost 15, and the other one just turned 12.
Well,
You know what?
you give them the option, the freedom for them to do what they want to do. It's not like.
Of course, of course. You know what? I never want to push my kids to
Hmm.
do to go to college, to go to do this. I'd like to because I never did. I never went to
Hmm.
college. I didn't have opportunity, but I I wish I did. Maybe, but
Hmm.
I don't know. You know what? I don't know if I don't know. I don't know.
To be
Maybe.
honest with you, like college is great, but they teach you how to be an employee. They don't teach you the mindset of being a business owner. And that's what you're teaching your kids just by doing what you're doing, and something that you probably don't think about, but they'll see eventually, that why am I going to do this when I can have so much more freedom or so much being a business owner like my mom. So
Right.
that's what our mentality is with our daughter. Hopefully she would want to be a boss instead of being an employee one day.
As long as they're happy, as long as they're happy.
Hmm.
Listen, it was so amazing to have you. We're almost up. I'm
Hmm.
trying to keep this 45 minutes, but I can never do it because I like to chit, 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 I like to talk a lot. But I want to ask you as the last thing, what is something that you would like to tell the listeners? It could be,
Like advice when they're starting out.
I
My
speak languages. It's all getting confused.
hmm
Sorry.
My biggest thing is, don't give up. It's not easy. Like I mentioned before, if it was easy, everybody would be a business owner. So separate these two things. that technique that you learn and the business side of things are two different things. One thing that really nobody's going to teach, regardless of what course, they're not going to teach you how to start your own business. They're not going to teach you the marketing. They're not going to teach you what you need. That's something for you to do on your own. So you have two options. You can either invest your time and learn yourself how to do these things, or invest your capital, your money, and have somebody that knows how to do it and do it for you. There's no way around that. And that is the hardest thing, to be honest with you. After you pay $3,000, $4,000, whatever, and get all your equipment, and you practice and you're good at it, they're like, okay, how do I get my clients? What do I do next? That is the hardest thing that is going to be for anybody learning. But like I said, if you do one of those things, you either learn on your own or you have somebody to help you, then you'll be okay. But it takes time. It's not something that you'll come after training and making thousands and thousands of dollars, because it doesn't work like that.
No, patience is the key.
Right.
Patient. But it's in anything. Like, that's why, like, you saw my post, right, yesterday. When I started my diet, I want to be skinny tomorrow. You know? I'm like, I'm not losing. And then my husband's like saying, you don't see, but you're losing. And then yesterday, was it yesterday I posted? Yeah. Yesterday, he sent me this picture of me before, like, you know, before, like, it was 2 years ago. And I'm like thinking, oh my God. I said, I look like a different person. And I start showing, you know, to the girls, and they're like, Claire, you look like a different person. And I said, oh my God, you know what? You're right. And my husband says, you should put that. It's like really, really so similar to what it is, like what people go through when they go through your program. And I said, oh my God, you're so right.
It's the thing, I think it's called the 80-20 rule, right? That 80% of the people will quit, and then 20% of the people will actually do. And you have so many students that if you take 10 people, 8 of them are going to quit, and only 2 of them are going to be successful, or they're going to continue doing for more than a year.
I would say our success rate is about 60%. It's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah. But just that's my advice. Just don't give up. You know, follow your dreams. Have a strong reason why you're doing what you're doing, and you know, just have faith.
Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate your time. Definitely appreciate you reaching out about being ambassador for you, for your academy. We're definitely are very excited about that. If anybody has questions about scalp micropigmentation, the technique itself, or any courses, reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. All right. Thank you, guys.
Good night, Ivan.
Thank you so much. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye-bye.